Let's look at some examples of enums in Sway. I'll show you some simple examples, and I'll also show you an example of structs inside an enum, and also a nested enum. Enums inside enums. Let's start with a simple example. I'll create an enum of colors. I'll say enum color, and the color can be of three types: red, blue, or green. To use this enum inside our function, we would say let color is equal to color. Let's create color blue, say blue. We can also create enums that contain structs. So for example, let's say we have a struct, point. This point will contain two fields, x of type U64 and y of type U64. Okay, let's now create an enum that contains a struct. Let's say that we'll create an enum of type shape, and shape can either be a circle or it can be a triangle. We'll represent a circle as having some kind of center. We'll represent this as a point and a radius, U64. So a circle is represented by a tuple containing a point, the center of circle, and some radius. And for a triangle, we can represent this as having 3 points. So this will be a fixed sized array of size 3 and of type point. So this will be fixed sized array of type point having the size 3. Okay, let's actually create some shapes inside our function. So let's say that circle is equal to shape : circle parentheses, and inside this parentheses we'll need to put in a tuple of point and U64. Parentheses, point, let's make the center of circle 0, 0, x 0, y 0, having the radius 10. Let's also create a triangle. Let triangle is equal to shape : triangle, and to initialize this enum we'll need to put in 3 points. So say brackets. First point will be x, let's say 0, and y 0. And we also need to put 2 more points. The next one, let's say 1, 0, and the other one, let's say 0, 1. Now for the last example, I'll show you how to create enums of enums. So let's say we have some kind of enum error, and inside this enum we'll nest other enums. For example, let's say that the type of error can be authorization error, enum alt error, and we also have another error, let's say enum transfer error. Furthermore, let's say that for the authorization error, it can be of type not owner, or it can be not approved. And likewise, for transfer error, let's say that the type of transfer error can be transfer to 0 address, or it can be insufficient funds, insufficient balance. And now, the error can be of type either alt error or transfer error. So we'll say alt will be alt error and transfer will be transfer error. And how do we use this error enum? So going back here, let's say that error is equal to error of type : alt. And now inside here, alt, we need to initialize an alt error. So here we'll have to put a parentheses, and inside here we'll need to initialize an alt error. Say alt error : and which error should we use for this example? Scrolling back up, alt error. For this example, let's use not owner. So here, say not owner. Okay, so those were some examples of enums in Sway. Lastly, let's return this error from the function. So to do this, we'll replace this boolean with error over here, and return an error. Okay, let's try compiling this contract. Open my terminal, and then type fork build. Okay, our contract compiled.